Hi friends, Sun TV has turned into a buying opportunity on my watch list. In my previous video, I mentioned Sun TV was a tricky bet to go short. Why? Because on each low the RSI was diverging. On each low, the RSI was diverging. Assuming this as the bottom, let me explain my decision to buy by answering a few questions. Why questions? Simple. Questions makes us to think. Thinking leads us to find reasons, and reasons gives us the conviction to take good trades. Once again, questions makes us to think. Thinking leads us to find reasons. Reasons gives us the conviction to take good trades. Okay, so let me move to my first question. What are we expecting when RSI is diverging? When RSI is diverging, what are we expecting the prices to do? When RSI is diverging, we expect the momentum to the downside to stop and a move in the opposite direction to take place. The momentum to the downside, this momentum to the downside to subside and a move in the opposite direction into levels of resistances to take place. So this divergence right here opens up a counter trend trading opportunity for us. This is the primary trend and we are trying to trade this. This is a counter trend trading opportunity for us. Brings me to the next question. Where can you safely assume prices are likely to move higher? Where on the chart can you safely assume prices are likely to move higher? As per our rules, and in this case, a higher high closing above this resistance level gives us the confidence to go along on this stock. Drop down to a lower time frame, say a 1 hour chart, and we could clearly see a higher high closing. This higher high closing gives us the confidence to go along on Sun TV. Okay. My next question. Are there any confluences or patterns that coincides with our possible target areas? Are there any confluences or patterns that coincides with our possible target areas? These two are our target areas. I can see an ABCD pattern that possibly terminates at our first levels of target. This is an ABCD pattern. Assuming this to be the low of this retracement, we can see that CD leg terminates almost at our first target levels, which lends strength to this level here. Okay, so we have an RSI divergence, a higher high closing above this resistance level on a lower time frame, and a possible ABCD pattern. Okay, next let's decide where to place our order, take our targets, and place our stop loss. Let me clear these first. This is our tool. Assuming markets open somewhere here on Monday, we can place our targets here. Sorry, I took the wrong tool. We can place our targets here and our stop loss just below the most recent swing low. This is the most recent swing low. So just below the most recent swing low has to be our stop loss, and this has to be our first target. Our second target has to be all the way up into this level, and a stop loss just below the most recent swing low. Okay, so these are our targets and stop loss. Let's now see how this trade plays out in the next week.